All right, today we're diving into a personal story about a financial trap, but one that was disguised as a game. And it's a really powerful look at how these modern scams can build these incredibly real feeling digital illusions, right up until the moment it all just falls apart. And, this is where so many of these stories really start, isn't it? It's not about greed, it's about just wanting a little breathing room, just a way out. And that feeling, that vulnerability, well, that's exactly what these scammers are masters at finding and, yeah, exploiting. So, where does a trap like this even begin? You think maybe a flashy ad or some kind of sketchy email, right? Nope. It begins with something way more subtle and honestly, way more convincing. It all started with this one comment, just tucked away under some random finance video. That was the hook. I mean, it feels real, doesn't it? It doesn't look like an ad from some big company. It looks like just another person sharing a helpful tip. And that's what makes it so dang powerful. That's why our narrator's guard just dropped. And the trap itself? Man, it was baited perfectly. The app didn't look shady at all. In fact, it was super polished, looked totally professional. It even had all these convincing reviews that seemed legit. And it made two promises that are almost impossible to ignore. Easy money every day and absolutely no risk. I mean, that combo is basically designed to shut down that little voice in your head that says, wait a minute. Okay, so this first step is absolutely crucial. A small, super low risk investment, just 1,000 rupees. The scammer needs you to take that first step because when you do, and the very next day, boom, you see a profit, the whole system seems to prove itself. That little bit of money you made, that's not just bait. It's presented as proof. And that proof is what builds the trust they need for what comes next. And once they have that trust, everything changes. The whole dynamic shifts. This isn't about being a cautious investor anymore. Oh no, it turns into something way more compelling. The real power here was how consistent it was. It wasn't some huge, unbelievable jump in money overnight. It was just this steady, predictable climb. Every single time our narrator checked their account, the balance was just higher. This creates this incredibly powerful feedback loop, It drills in this idea that, wow, I found a secret, a system that actually works. And to really crank up that feeling, the app had this VIP level system. This is just pure gamification, turning finance into a game. Suddenly, it's not just about investing money anymore. It's about leveling up. It gives you this super clear path forward. Hey, just put in a little more, you'll hit the next level, and you'll unlock even better returns. The system is literally telling you how to win its game. And this right here, this is the heart of the psychological trap. The numbers on the screen, they stop feeling like real money. They're just points, a score in a game. And that little dopamine hit you get every day from watching your score go up, man, that is an incredibly powerful and, yeah, addictive feeling. But here's the thing about any game designed by a scammer. There's always a hidden rule book. And just when the player is feeling on top of the world, totally in control, totally confident, that's when the system makes its move. Eventually, you're going to want to turn those points back into actual money, right? So our narrator decides, okay, it's time to cash out some of these winnings. And it feels like this should be the big triumphant moment, the happy ending to a really smart investment. But it's not. It's actually the beginning of the end. And then, bang, there it is, the first wall. All of a sudden, the rules have changed. That exit door you thought was wide open, it's locked. And the key to unlock it? Well, that's going to cost you more money. This is that exact moment where that amazing feeling of being a winner just starts to crack. This sets up such a clever little logic trap. I mean, you've seen the profits right there on your screen. That money feels real. It feels like it's yours. So putting in just a little more to get it all out, that seems like a totally rational thing to do. It's a classic mind game, really, the sunk cost fallacy, and they're using it like a weapon. So they do it. They deposit more money, thinking, okay, this is it. I'm finally getting my earnings. But what they unlock instead is the final and most brutal phase of the entire scam. And the whole thing collapses immediately. The second that last deposit goes through, the system's goal flips. It's not about luring you in anymore. It's about squeezing every last drop out of you. The returns, they stop cold. Customer support, total radio silence. And then all these new impossible fees and account flags just start popping up out of nowhere. And that's the devastating moment of realization. The whole time, our narrator felt like this master player dominating a game. They were really just a piece on the board. moving exactly how the trap was designed for them to move. The winning was never real. It was all an illusion, built for one purpose, to make the final loss as big as it could possibly be. And what's really chilling, what's just eerie, is how that whole digital world that felt so real and solid just vanishes. Poof! The fake reviews are gone. The professional-looking website, it's different, or it's gone. That original comment that started this whole thing, deleted. The entire trail just disappears, leaving you completely alone. Look, the financial loss was obviously painful, but the experience itself, it left behind a lesson that you could argue is even more valuable. And here it is. This is the big takeaway. That feeling of easy, that feeling like you found a secret shortcut to getting rich, that is not a green flag. It is the single biggest red flag you will ever see. Because real financial growth, it's almost never fast, and it is never effortless. That feeling that you're winning a game, that's the deception. That is the trap. So all this leaves us with a really important question, doesn't it? Because this kind of setup, it's not just for fake investment apps. You can find this structure in all kinds of corners of the internet. So the next time you stumble on something that feels like an easy win, just stop. Stop and ask yourself, who actually wrote the rules to this game I'm playing?